Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Man, it's that time of the month again. The time of the month where we talk about three baits. Three baits just to think about the next time you go out to the lake to maybe have tied on. I try to think of different things maybe than the norm. You know, there's a norm that we all have tied on. There's confident baits that we all have tied on. So I try to give you three baits that maybe you don't think about that I think help me catch more fish this month, in the month of September. And as always, we put them all in a Plano Edge box. We give them away. We mail them right there to you. You know, last month, it was a Plano Flex system that we gave the baits away. I've got them all in here. I've got the winners picked on my phone. We're going to announce the winners at the end of this video. This month, it's going to be a Plano 3700. This is probably one of my most favorite boxes because it's thin. You know, there's not a lot of added airspace. You know, I carry 2 or 3 colors of let's say square bills, and I can load that with everything I need. All right, so let's get right to it. The baits. September. Let's talk about September. We got a big part of the country. I'm not going to say a big part of the country. We've got a part of the country that's got a lot of rain. Texas. Dallas, man, you guys have got a ton of rain. I think there's some other parts of the country that's got some rain. Here in Oklahoma, we hadn't got any rain, so the waters are low, the waters are clear. I'm not even gonna say they're clear, because I think a lot of times what happens when you get that hot of water, you get algae blooms and just things get tough. The oxygen, man, the oxygen content in the water gets bad. It's the worst it'll be all year. The thermocline starts to break up. And so with all that said, for me, the most consistent bite that I can have a lot of times might be ultra shallow, like super, super shallow. And I want you guys to think about that. But then the other bite that I can get sometimes that time of the year is really deep. You know, I did a video just the other day on the channel. Man, I was catching fish on Grand out to 30, 32, 33 foot of water, which, man, I don't normally fish that deep. I've never had to fish that deep on the lake, and I just happened to get 4 or 5 bites out there in a short amount of time, and I'd like to get back over there and really try to expand that. So I've got my baits that I've got picked right here. It's gonna go in this box. Let's just get off into it. So the first bait is really 2 baits. You know, we all throw square bill crankbaits, you know, in the spring, the summer, the fall, the winter. We probably throw them year round. But for the most part, we all throw that 1.5 size. And that's a great size. But if I was to get you to think outside the box, this is the time of the year that I want you to do one of 2 things. I want you to go bigger, or I want you to go littler. A lot of times I really like to go bigger. Like the Berkeley version is a 7.5. It's just a bigger bodied square bill crankbait. This color right here is a gilly. It represents a bluegill really well. I'm gonna reel this bait as fast as I can. I've had some events down in Texas that I just throttled fish on a big square bill crankbait. The problem is you land about half of them because you have to reel it so fast to get those big fish to react this time of the year, just because they're lazy, they're hot, they don't want to do anything, and you're reeling that bait so fast by them, they just bite it out of reaction, or maybe because they're trying to get out of the way. I don't know. But I tie on a big square-billed crankbait this time of year. I'll grind it on rocks. I'll throw it down the sides of docks, dock poles, outside grass edges, but I'll burn it really, really fast. And a bluegill color like that gilly can be a really, really great color. Now, on the other end of that spectrum, I got 2 other baits here because we give all these away like we do every month, and I give them to 3 lucky subscribers. Is a smaller size. You know, in the Berkeley version, it's a 3.5. In some other brands, I think it's a 0.5 or maybe a 1.0. I don't really know. But my Berkeley version, it's a 3.5. And it's a lot smaller. So in this time of the year, in the fall, you'll get some really small shad, and it just seems like those bass get keyed in on a certain size, and that's when that smaller crankbait will come into play. I've got a couple colors here. Ghost Morning Dawn's gonna be like for that really clear water. Table Rock clear, Beaver clear, Grand clear, 10 Killer clear, you know, whatever lake it is. You may be out on the East Coast. This is one I'm gonna throw on the clear water. You know, then I've got right here just a blue shad, just a favorite all around for stained water. I'm gonna throw this on 10, 12 pound test. And again, I'm gonna reel it pretty quick. I'm gonna throw that on flat rounded points. I'm just going to throw it. I'm going to cover water. And that's one thing that if we had to make a title to the September video, cover water. Don't get complacent. Don't slow down with that trolling motor. I just go, because you have fish scattered from the top to the bottom, from the back to the front. You've got to go and you got to cover water. So if we had the theme of this month's video, let's make it cover water. And with that said, I'm going to go to the next bait. No surprise, guys, in topwater. There's a lot of different topwaters you could throw. I chose this one because it's my favorite for this time of the year, and it's the Berkeley Chapo. And again, right along with the square bill, I either want to go really big or I want to go smaller. I've got a 90 size, I've got a 75 size, and I've got a 120 size. I just kind of wanted to show you each one of these and when and where I will use these. This one right here, overcast, cloudy, windy conditions, stained water, those perfect fishing days, maybe calling fish out of deeper water. That's when I'm going to throw that big 120. Just chunk it out there and wind it in as fast as you can, covering water. Then when you want to downsize to say one of these others, either the 75 or the 90, that's when you got a little bit cleaner water, a little bit calmer conditions, maybe smaller fish, maybe tougher fishing conditions in general. I'm not going to say you can't catch them on a bigger one because, again, I'm trying to show those fish something a little bit different. But calmer, clear, sunnier conditions, that's when I go with these other ones. I really love this MF Bluegill. It's just one of my favorite colors in the square bill and the frit side and everything. It's an awesome color. The ghost white is also a great color. It's just a clearish white color. I like it a lot. But with that said, guys, I want you to know that I'm going to have a direct link to every one of these baits down in the bottom for you guys. Just you can go and you can click on that link. It'll take you right to where you need to go to get the bait. So, if you're not sure, you don't remember, or you want to get that exact bait, go down below and hit that link. It'll take you right to one of the best places to buy it, Bass Pro Shops. And they'll get them out to the mail to you, or you can go get them, whatever you want to do there for that. Okay. Last, we've got crankbaits covering water. We got topwaters covering water. This is the time of the year. Let's say you go out there Saturday and, man, you got out there early like we talk about on the channel, and you threw that Chapo and you caught 4 or 5 and maybe the wind's blowing a little bit and you threw that square bill on some flat points and you caught 4 or 5 more, and now it's gotten up to about 11, 12 o'clock. You've got a choice to go back to the house, mow the yard, clean the pool, change the oil in the truck or the lawnmower, or to stay out there and go fishing. I'm going to stay out there and go fishing. And this is what I'm going to throw, because as that day progresses, as it gets a little tougher, as that wind dies down, that's when I'm going to go out deeper. I'm going to go to those fish that aren't reliant on the clouds, that aren't relying on the wind. They're not relying on those factors that get those fish to bite early in the morning and late in the evening. And that's when I'm going to start throwing that big football jig. This one in particular is a 3/4 ounce, something heavy. I can get it to the bottom quick. I can drag it. I can hop it. I can move it really quick on the bottom. And again, it's a big bait, a big meal for that lazy bass out there that you're wanting to catch. And it's just a great time of the year to throw a football jig out off those long flat points. A lot like what I did in that video while I was catching them on a worm. I think a football jig would work. Also, I know it'll work. It's just a bait to have on in September. It's just, I think, even smallmouth fishing, if you think back to, heck, a tournament we had, it's on my brain right now, Mille Lacs, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, I don't remember. I think Keith Combs won the tournament on a big football jig on smallmouth. So it's just a time of year that a football jig comes to my mind. It's on, I have a football jig a lot on my deck, but this is a time of the year that I'm going to get out a little bit deeper. If you're out there, those fish are scattered, I can cover water quickly with that football jig. This is Green Pumpkin Blue Flash. If you had to choose one color, that would be the color. It's got my two favorites, green pumpkin and blue in it. But it's just a really, really good crawfish bluegill imitation right there. But the other two colors I've got for you, probably second best all-time favorite color is just PB&J. Just it's just a great brown and purple color. Really represents a crawdad really well. And then I've got watermelon candy for those ultra clear lakes that you might have. Fishing deep, watermelon candy. Like if I've got really clear water, and when I say really clear water, more than 5-6 foot visibility, to me that's really clear. That's when I want to go with that watermelon candy. All three of them, I'm going to put the same trailer on. I am going to put a chigger crawl, just a green pumpkin chigger crawl. If I feel like they're feeding a little bit more on bluegill than they are crawdads, I like to dip the tails of it in chartreuse. I feel like, it just makes it look a little bit more like a bluegill. I sit here and I think back to a tournament 20 years ago on Table Rock, and I was catching them on a PB&J football jig, and those fish were eating bluegills in big cedar trees, and I was throwing a football jig in those deep cedar trees and caught some really big fish over there. It was a Central Pro-Am a long, long time ago. But that's the trailer, and I've got it at 3-inch. I don't want a 4-inch, and the reason I don't want a 4-inch is I want it to get down to the bottom faster. So it's a smaller, more compact trailer. I'm gonna trim this skirt up a little bit. I'm gonna just trim it up, just say trim a little 1/2 inch off the bottom. That's also gonna help it fall just a little bit faster. And I'm gonna put it on 14-pound test, nothing bigger. That's gonna help it get it down quicker. All those things are gonna be able to help me keep contact with the bottom longer to be able to cover more water quickly. If I have bigger line, it's more restrictive coming through the water, giving it more lift. If I have more skirt on there, it's more restriction, making it slower to the fall to the bottom. If I had a 4-inch, chigger crawl on there versus the 3-inch, bigger flappers, bigger bait, more plastic, more buoyancy. Again, keeping it up off the bottom. You got to think you're making long casts. You wanted to get it to the bottom, keep it on the bottom, and just be more efficient, because again, we're talking about covering water in this video. So simple on rigging this thing up. You don't have to bite anything off. I just make sure everything's in the middle. Keep it all straight. Put that green pumpkin chunk right on there, and those chigger crawls are important because when they come out of the package, they're connected. That little piece of plastic connects them so that the flappers are always straight. If they weren't connected, they'd be all twisted in the package. Well, they come out of the package perfect, but you got to be sure you disconnect that, because if you don't, they'll always be together. But that's what it would look like right there. Now, I would want to trim that skirt up, like I said, just a 1/2 inch, and that thing will catch you some fish this month. All right, guys, that's my baits. Leave me a comment. I'd love to see pictures. If you guys go over to social media, show me some pictures if it helps you out. I'm going to put all these in a box like this, in 3 boxes. By you guys leaving a comment, when I go to do this video next month, I'm going to go down through there randomly, and I pick 3 of you. So let's get to the winners of this month. I've got them right here. And like I said, I just went down through there today randomly. I screenshotted them. Screenshotted them? That's like drop shotting, but I don't know if that's actually screenshotting them. I screenshot them. My wife would get on to me for that. All right, let me see. I got to hit cancel here. All right, my first winner. I like the name. She just left a cool comment. Natalie King. Send me an email through my website. Hey guys, that's one thing about it. I got somebody hacking my deal. I'm going to announce you right here. If I don't announce you on this video, I'm never going to email you. I'm never going to do anything else. I'm not even going to tell you in a response in the comments. I've got to mention your name right here on this video, and you just send me an email to my website of your address, and I'll get these out to you. Natalie King, you're the first one. You said, Berkeley loves me watching these videos. Berkeley, I need you to hear that. And I use all these baits you suggest with success. So much so my 9-year-old daughter and I fish kids tournament. I just think it's great, man. We just need women fishing out there with us. It's just a sport that I don't think's gender specific at all. She's hooked. Thanks for all the time you spend helping people be successful on the lake. So just thanks for the comment, Natalie. I wish you and your daughter the best. I am mailing you last month's baits. Don't think you're getting these. You're getting last month's baits. Yeah, right here in this flex box. So pretty cool. Who is my next winner? I got Austin Carey. Appreciate all the tips. Been trying to swing head around me here in Michigan to kind of types and talks like I do. I've caught a few, but just don't have the confidence in it yet, but we'll keep trying. Well, Austin, I'm going to send you those baits from last month, and they're coming your way. Thanks for leaving the comment. Thank you for being a subscriber and watching the channel. And last, I got Melissa Obina. Great picks for the month. I love fishing, but August seems to be the hardest to catch anything. Hopefully with that you have said in this video, it won't be so hard. I hope it helped you. Greatest tips. Oh, and it was a birthday. Great tips for my birthday trip. Thanks again for the great videos. Happy birthday, Melissa. I know I'm a month late on that, but those are my 3 winners, Melissa, Austin, and Natalie. So you guys got to send me an email through my website, real simple, and I will mail these out to you. You guys that didn't win or watching this video right here, just leave me a comment, man. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. I go down through there, I randomly pick you, and I appreciate you guys watching the channel a bunch. Hit that subscribe button for me, hit that like button, guys, and man, I wish you the best. I hope you catch a big one on your next trip out, and we will see you next week.